Hi, everyone. Welcome to my new show, my new series. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to talk to people in the community, in the jewelry community. So I think it'll be a nice little getaway from our regular unboxings and that kind of thing because we meet a lot of people in the community and we don't really know them. So I think this might be a good opportunity to get to know some of them. My first guest today is Vanessa. I'm going to make sure that you can hear me and that everyone is okay with the audio and so forth. Let me know in the comments if the audio is coming in okay. We had to unplug a mic and all kinds of stuff, but I think we're okay. Other than that, I'm going to just tell you a little bit about Vanessa and how I know her, and then I'll let her introduce herself and her channel. And she's very self-deprecating, so you're going to have to excuse that. She's a wonderful person that I met here on YouTube. Not only did I know her from being my subscriber, but she's an avid, active subscriber. I had seen her in other channels. 5 Days Makes Us Five is one of them, our sweet, wonderful friend Jenny. And we just kind of knew each other from that. She follows a lot of people here. Then she finally decided to start a channel. But I think she's got so many more interests than just jewelry. But today we are going to talk about jewelry. But I will hand it over to her and let her introduce herself a little bit and tell us about her channel, maybe why she started the channel and what she's doing on it now. Of course, it has to do with jewelry. It's all yours, Vanessa. Welcome and thank you.
You're welcome. Hi, everyone. Well, when Thelma asked me to do this, I thought, why? First of all, there's so many more YouTubers in the jewelry community that, I look at them and I'm like, I don't look at my channel as much interest, but I'm enjoying it. I actually started the YouTube. I sold on eBay for about 8 years, but I actually started the YouTube channel on a dare from my husband,
That's awesome.
which he would watch Thelma with me often. And he would say to me, how come you can't do that? You enjoy it so much. You love watching her.
I never knew that he was the one who told you. That's awesome.
Yes, yes. He said, I dare you to do it. And I said, you've got to be kidding. Never, never. And then as I just watched everybody and enjoyed everyone, and I thought, okay, I'm going to do this just on a dare. And I opened it up one day, and Thelma taught me so much about how to, I used my phone I think, 3 years I probably have been on YouTube. I've taken a few
Yeah.
off times, but I just got on there and it's like, well, that wasn't bad. I was a nervous wreck, as I am now, but I enjoyed it. And Thelma always encouraged me, always pushed me. I remember when I was having problems with lighting and all that stuff, and she told me when she first started how she would conglomerate her phone and she would stack books up and she would have tape around things. And
I did.
yeah.
Right above me too, because I did all kinds of videos and
Yeah.
I was doing jewelry videos and
Yeah.
gift, just all kinds of Christmas videos and whatnot. So you learn as you go.
Yeah. And I fumbled and bumbled, and I still do. But I'm learning that fumbling and bumbling is okay. And
Exactly.
it really is. And I'm enjoying it. I'd like to do more. I haven't done a whole lot. I kind of go hit and miss, but I still love it. I still love doing the videos and connected to everybody.
We're going to link her channel, guys, so you can subscribe. She's probably close to 500 subscribers now. But
I actually got 530, but it goes
oh,
from 530 down.
that's awesome. But with Vanessa, it's so funny because, and we'll get into that in a minute, about whether it's more of a passion, a hobby, an enterprise with her, because she really has an amazing eye for jewelry. She picks out beautiful jewelry. She is selling on there now. She'll have pop-up sales. I like her format that she does now. She has made guest appearances on different auction shows here on YouTube, and she's done it that way as well. But I really like her kind of laid back demeanor when she does it on her channel. She garners 100 views within half a day, so she has a following, and it's for that reason. She has wonderful, wonderful jewelry, and I just think she's got an eye for picking it out. Though she's just now started getting jewelry jars. She'd never
Yeah.
got jewelry jars before. How has that been, Vanessa? Has that been fun finding?
I I I was very surprised. I swore I would never put money into a jewelry jar, never, and I did, and it was just like an opening, an eye opening. I enjoyed it. Um, the problem where I live in Fort Lauderdale. All of the places that I used to go have closed. All the thrift stores. We have no jewelry at Goodwill. I have maybe one big store that I can go to. They don't carry jewelry jars. I'm really having a hard time finding good jewelry. The
Yeah.
place I bought the jars, there it's hit and miss. They don't always have them.
The jars are just so much fun. I think it's more like I was telling you the day we did that benefit auction with the bracelet that I had found, and it garnered a lot of interest in that it was more in the hunt. I really, really get a kick out of finding
Yeah.
something that is valuable to someone, that is aesthetically pleasing, and uh, really kind of a grail piece for someone.
Mm-hmm.
It's just such an incredible high. It really is. That's what keeps me going. Even though I know I can make some money on this or the other, but there's just something about those
Yeah.
jars. Let me
Yeah.
talk to some people in the chat real quick just to say hello, and then we'll get back to some questions. It looks like Carlene is here and Linda. Hi, Kristen. Thank you for joining us. Kristen will be on our show as well, guys. I can't wait to pick her brain as well. A Grant is here. Let me see who else joined us. Cassandra, Ruthie's Corner. Hey, Doug, thank you for being here. I really do appreciate you being here. So, yeah, the jars and the hunt and all of that is so much fun. It really is. But I also think that one of the reasons that Vanessa has such a good eye for it is because she enjoys it. She enjoys the jewelry that she finds for herself. I think she even sometimes says, "Oh, Thelma would like this," or "Cindy Jewelry Nurse would like this. She collects this or she collects that." What was the first speck of interest to you in jewelry,
Say that
Vanessa?
again.
What was your first kind of introduction to jewelry where you thought, because they say, honestly, I'm always interested in jewelry, and I'm always interested in how, whether it's someone who can afford a 3 carat diamond or someone who loves sporting a CZ, we
Mm-hmm.
all love jewelry for some reason. Since
Mm-hmm.
millennia,
Mm-hmm.
the caveman, self adornment is just something innate in humans.
That's
So
right.
when did you first find that you found a piece of jewelry and you put it on, or you just felt like transformed?
Well, my history in jewelry is unusual for than most people. I although I love the jewelry. I love looking at the large Victorian pieces and
Mhm.
stone. I love looking at it. So my history is sort of a love-hate relationship with it. Um, for many, many years, I didn't really wear jewelry. I didn't even get close to it because I had a situation in my young life that dissuaded me from looking at jewelry, actually. My mother had an amazing collection of jewelry, but I wasn't allowed to go near it. So that was the way it was. So when she would travel, I would go to my aunt's house in Miami, and I had a cousin there that was a model for she was a very well known model in Miami. And she had amazing jewelry because it was given to her a lot, the model world.
Mhm.
And she would let me play in that jewelry and look at it and put it on and talk about it, and I can still see her sitting there with me. So when I was there, I loved the jewelry. I felt it. It was beautiful to me. But as soon as I would leave and go back home, there was no jewelry in my head. No,
Was this teenage years or?
no. This is from the time my father died when I was 7. So it was after he died, my mother started traveling a lot. And she would send me to Miami. I was between 7 and I think 12. I would go there and
Mhm.
I loved it. She would take me to stores and we would look at it together. Um, and then, so I accepted it. That was just the way, that's why I say a love-hate relationship.
Right.
But many years later, as an adult, I was probably in my early 30s. My mother and I actually opened an antique jewelry store slash glass antique vintage type things.
See, now
Well,
I find that really interesting because I know you had mentioned you had an antique
yeah,
store with jewelry and accessories and all of that thing,
yeah.
but yet you'd never had that connection with your mother. So what would
And I still
that
didn't.
happen?
I still didn't.
You still didn't. It was just
No.
like you were working for her.
Yes. Well, I was part owner, and what I would
Oh,
bring into the store, my husband and I would actually travel most of the state of Florida, and I was big on glassware. I love depression glass and all of that beauty, but
right.
jewelry just wasn't there for me. So I think I put my attention on the other beauty, which was glassware mostly, vintage, mostly, like I said, I loved the 30s and 40s and 50s
Different.
depression glass and all of that. So that was my attention. That's what I would put into the store. She was the jewelry side of it.
And
So,
she still didn't let you pick any out or wear any. Or,
no. And that was fine. There's more to the story, but
and you
that's,
get so then when you didn't get to do that, because I guess you're saying she had Victorian pieces, deco
yeah,
pieces. What was
amazing
your
jewelry.
taste? What was your personal taste in jewelry at that time? What did you actually don, if anything?
I think uh, depression glass error. I mean depression error. I love Victorian. I love the big stones. I
Hmm.
like gemstones. I'm
Right.
not a lover of the. Uh, I hate to say it, but I'm not a lover of turquoise and all of that. I admire it. I appreciate it for what it is, but
Hmm.
I love the shine and the glitz of all those beautiful stones. That's my thing. And
Um,
yet, I don't buy it. I don't wear it, but that's what my eye goes to, and that's what I
mhm.
really love. But I'm very simple. You know that you're always encouraging me to wear more, and I've
Mhm.
tried,
Well, you're
and
wearing pretty dangly earrings, though. They look great on you.
yeah, but that's about as I'm very, very simple when it comes to jewelry. But my eye
Hmm.
and my love is towards that jewelry.
And you say that the shop carried Victorian and deco jewelry.
Everything. Beautiful things.
Hmm.
Beautiful. In fact, I know this is going to sound strange, but after my mother sort of took a leave, I had the store for a while, and the jewelry went with her. So I kept it going for a while on my own, but then it got more difficult. I was really ill, so I got out of it. I sold it, and my husband and I still traveled and picked up things, and I sold them. And then years later, like I said, I had a lot that I sold on eBay. But the
You felt like it
strangest,
was her realm and not yours.
pardon
And
me,
did you feel like it was her realm and not yours?
I
Did you
guess,
feel
I
like
guess.
it wasn't your expertise or?
Yes, that's right. But I loved it. I loved it. I still do.
Mhm.
The crazy thing, and I know maybe I shouldn't tell this, but I'm gonna. um, and I didn't know it was going to happen. But at my mother's funeral,
Yeah.
my brothers displayed all of her jewelry all over on long tables. And when I walked in, I was flabbergasted. I was just like, it sent me in a spiral. It really did. Because, like I said, my mother and I were a troubled relationship. And, I don't mind saying that because I've learned that this
It's
is not unusual.
not at all.
And I hope that somebody can relate and understand that sometimes these relationships are not what others are. And so you just have to live or learn to live with it and do the best you can.
Yeah, I think sometimes we try to live up to societal
That's right.
expectations, and they can stifle our growth in so many ways.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that they planned that part and you had no idea. So
No idea.
he was obviously closer to your brothers. You have brothers, right?
I have 2 brothers in northern Florida,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't like me.
That's where I was getting at.
Oh, that's right. You told me.
That's where I was getting at because they didn't even tell you about the plan. But I'm just so curious. Were these precious metal jewelries and precious stones and everything, huh?
Everything.
Wow. And you've always told me that, because I know we've talked about how we sell jewelry and what our, my passion. I actually, and I always said, I don't really know what jewelry I don't like. There might be some I don't like. But you've always told me it's the vintage stuff that I really am interested in, is the vintage stuff.
Yes.
So I think maybe that's something that's still haunting you from back then that
It
you
is.
want to completely engross yourself in now. Do you think?
Well, the interesting thing about it, Dama, is that life is funny, I think I've come to a point in my life now, as most of you know, I lost my husband last year. And when something like that um, happens, when that's something that you don't ever really get over, because we were married 48 years, I started thinking and realizing, I can do anything I want and I can love, excuse me, and appreciate the things that I haven't before. And it wasn't him. I'm just saying a loss like that changes your whole.
It
That's the
does.
biggest thing that's ever happened to me. So I'm like,
But he got to see some of that manifestation in
he
your
did.
dreams because
He
I
did.
remember you telling me when you were doing, I think you were doing a little different format, but it was still on YouTube, and you were presenting jewelry and people were buying from you because, as I said, you have amazing jewelry. So you told me that he told you he was very proud of what you were doing.
Yes. Yeah. He
So I'm
always
really happy to
encouraged me.
know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He always said, if you want to do it, you just keep doing it. And we had a business for many years. So I was helping with the business, and he would say, but excuse me, he would say, but you need an outlet, and that seems to be where you've landed, and just keep doing it. Um, and you've been such an inspiration for me. I've known Thelma since almost the very beginning, from when she started,
Mm-hmm.
and along with many of the YouTubers that I admire and watch. And
We're going to open it up to Q&A, guys, at the end here. If you want to put some questions for Vanessa, feel free in capital letters. We'll see them really quickly. But yeah, so you were encouraged to go that route. And that's kind of what you've always done, is reselling, whether like you said, your baby with your mother, then you took it all by yourself.
Yeah.
And then what did you do after that?
After her.
eBay and
Yeah, I sold on eBay, and I didn't sell jewelry on eBay. I sold purses. I love.
remember you had some beautiful Calvin Klein.
Yeah, I love purses, and that was something that I loved and was mine, and I could you know do that without any other thought of jewelry. But it's only been, I would say, the last 3 years since I've been on YouTube that jewelry has become part of my life now. And it's going to stay that way because I am enjoying it so much. And everybody, YouTube has been an inspiration for me. I never ever thought I would ever do such a thing. And yet I'm doing it and I'm enjoying it. And if I don't enjoy it, I won't do it anymore.
Who got all your mother's jewelry, Vanessa?
Where is it?
Who got all of your mother's jewelry? They sold it?
I don't know.
That's interesting. That is
I don't know.
so intriguing to me.
I don't know.
That the daughter would not even know.
I don't know.
I guess your
Well,
brothers.
you can read between the lines.
Yeah, I guess your brothers took, and lots of families, even families that are intact and wonderful and loving on the outside, and everything is so fabulous.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I'm not saying always, but sometimes the jewelry box can split families up.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
very true.
Or
I mean,
any asset for that matter, small or large.
Yeah. I mean, I inherited, my sister-in-law died 4 years ago, and I inherited a lot of her really high-end things. They're not she was very simple, but she loved diamonds and gold. So I have, I have gold watches from her. My brother-in-law split it amongst the women in the family.
Yeah.
So.
And I get the impression, like you said, you were more interested in gemstones and Victoria.
Yes, very much. Still.
And that were more than just gold and diamonds. Of simple, no really.
But yet I remain very simple. I mean, I love pearls are my thing. Mm-hmm. I love pearls. I buy a lot of pearls. I love the simple things. I love mother of pearl. I love abalone. And as I've told the story, when I was a kid, abalone was just a piece of junk. And we would go to the beach and bring relatives that would visit to the beach to buy shells and stuff. And they would pick up all this abalone, and I would look at it and just poo-poo it, But now I adore it. I love it.
And with your memories of your aunt, or the one that would indulge you with jewelry, what were some beautiful pieces you remember from her that you tried on and felt so good?
Well, just large. They were pendants with big stones and very intricate work. A lot of cameos. My cousin had a lot of cameos, I remember. And rings I don't remember so much of, but I just know that all of her jewelry was big and bold and very, very intricate. And most of them were real stones too.
And it was in the 70s or 60s, wasn't it? So it was probably.
This was the late 50s.
Late 50s.
I'm old.
60s. I'm trying to think of the jewelry of that era.
Well,
and the ones that were, I mean, there was a lot of mod jewelry in the late 60s and all of that.
Well, it was mostly like I said, in the late 50s, from probably 57 till 63, 64.
Did she ever give you any to take home?
No.
That's interesting.
Never did. No.
So but
I have an eye for it, and I love it. When I go to a flea market, like when Greg and I used to travel and we would go to flea markets, that's where I would go immediately, is all the old jewelry. Right.
And you have some great haunts there. I don't want to ask for your sources or anything, of course, but you took me to some places through FaceTime that I was just like, wow. I don't know where those places are, but that was
the new place I found that I haven't been back there yet.
And so how do you find these places? You just go to Antique Row or something? Does your city have like a antique row? I know here in Houston we have the Heights, and we have other areas where there's just antique store after antique store.
We do. There's an area in fact, I was going to mention this for the sake of Dawn, because I know she's moving to Miami. There's an area called
Adrian is moving.
I'm sorry, Adrian.
Yes.
Anyway,
And
Dawn's
she'll be
gonna
our
visit
guest
her.
tomorrow.
Huh?
She'll be our guest tomorrow.
Oh, good.
I mean,
Well,
Friday.
there's an area. It's called Dania. It's south of Fort Lauderdale, in between Miami and Fort Lauderdale.
Mhm.
That it's nothing but rows and rows of antique stores, jewelry. I rarely go over there. Rarely.
Do you haggle?
Pardon me?
Do you haggle? Do you
I
haggle
do, of
for
course.
prices? Like, let's
Of
say,
course.
oh, you do? Wonderful, because some people don't like to do that.
Don't we all?
I
No?
thought we did. I know I do. I
Oh,
know
of
I do.
course. Oh my goodness. Yes. My husband
Absolutely.
was the best haggler
Really?
around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My husband is not. My husband is not. I'm the one who has to haggle for everything. He'll just pay whatever. I mean,
No,
maybe he does with what he negotiates, but with like at pawn shops and all of that,
yeah.
he'll pay the asking.
Yeah. No, you've got to ask.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to. It's easy for me one-on-one with people. I'm very comfortable one-on-one.
Yeah.
And I can talk to anybody. But this is hard for me.
This is not hard.
It is hard.
I think you're quite comfortable. You become quite comfortable in front of the camera, Vanessa. I'm the one who was fiddling with my mic and everything today. I don't know what's going on, why it doesn't recognize my mic here, but we all run into those glitches. But I think you're comfortable when you talk about jewelry. And that's why I like when you do it on your channel, because I feel that only you know what you're looking at, and only you know why you picked it up, what you think is valuable about it, not monetarily, but aesthetically. So that's why I enjoy the format that you use. And again, we will link her channel when we're done here. Vanessa, what's the first piece of jewelry you put on in the morning?
Ring.
Your ring from Tiffany that you bought you? Tell us about
I don't
that.
wear that many. I don't wear, like, this is a new ring for me. It was gifted to me, Roberta, and it's just the prettiest pearl.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I love it. It's so it's simple, and I love flowers and I love pearls. This I bought, I don't know, a few weeks ago from somebody. Ooh, it's just a little.
Is that lapis and turquoise?
Yeah, turquoise. Yeah. Now this ring has a little bit of a story. I'll just say it real quick. Some of you know, but this is the Tiffany Rose,
Mm-hmm.
and many years ago I lost my wedding rings, and my wedding ring was a pearl and sapphires, and I lost it. So many years later, I had a little ring. But one time, Greg and I were thrifting in Palm Beach, where you're going soon, probably.
Hope.
You hope.
Mm-hmm.
It was a Goodwill boutique. And the first thing he would do usually is help me look at the jewelry. So I was on one side and he was in the front. I still can picture him there. And he would say, "Come over here." So I went over. He goes, You said you would like to have a very simple wedding band instead of
Mm-hmm.
a new ring, grand ring. I said, "Yeah, I just want a little band." He says, "Well, look at that little one there. It's so pretty. It's a little rose," because he knew I love flowers.
Mm-hmm.
And so we took it out, and it was a size 5.
That's incredible.
It was a size
Good
5.
size.
And he said, and he asked the lady, he goes, "Well, how much is it?" And she says, "Oh, I don't know, $5."
Oh my
And
goodness.
so
Tiffany.
I've had this Tiffany wedding band for a very long time. So I'll never remove this ring.
So you go
So
to.
he said, "Okay, good. Now you've got a wedding ring. $5. You can't beat that."
That's incredible. And that's the one you sleep with and you never take.
It's always on me. Yes.
Yeah. Well, what's something that you put on to feel good before you leave the house? Is it earrings? What's that?
Probably earrings. I mean, I'm known to sleep in my earrings.
Yeah.
But I don't wear large earrings, so that would be bad. But probably earrings. I feel naked if I don't have earrings, and I truly do. As soon as I get up and I make my coffee, I will go right to my jewelry box and put earrings on. every morning.
Exactly. I used to keep them in my car. I feel naked without them, but I tend to forget them. But I think the first thing for me is rings usually.
Of
And
course.
yeah, I switch them up a lot. I really do. But
And you wear them well.
oh, well, you do too. You
Yeah.
do too, but you don't wear them for very long. I do have a question from Kristen. She says,
Yes.
what's your favorite part of reselling and what's your least favorite part of reselling?
My favorite part probably now is more the communication with other sellers. I am enjoying that. Also, I love the hunt. Um, and I'm starting to like doing the videos. I
Good,
go back
good.
I go back and forth, you know.
Tell me what you like about doing the videos.
Some days I enjoy it, some days it's I think, oh, I don't wanna. So
Tell me what you like about it. What do you
about
like about the videos?
the videos,
Yeah, the selling videos or any videos, because mostly you're doing selling right now.
I like the
It's
actually
set up
showing
and
the jewelry, showing it
yeah.
and talking about it. I enjoy that. Um, I do not like invoicing and shipping. It's a big chore for me, and I don't know. I guess you know when you it's like when you do the hunt, that's the excitement, and then you show everybody what you have, and then after that, it's a little bit of a letdown because then you got to do the work.
I used to really like doing that too. And I used to do a sales video, what sold. And a lot of people have been requesting that one again, but it just seems kind of redundant because most people that watch my Facebook or come to my Facebook auction know what I sold and so forth. But that might be a good thing to do too, Vanessa, if you want to do more videos. What sold, you
Sure.
don't necessarily say the price.
Yeah, there's many things that are
People are
open.
interested. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a lot of things in my mind. You know who has helped me a lot, and I want to give a shout out because even though he's new, he's a very good critiquer. If that's a
Mm.
word, critiquer is
Mm.
Doug.
Critic. Critic.
Critic, yes,
Constructive,
critic.
constructive criticism never hurt anybody.
He's very honest and very good at it. And I want to real quick. I was
He's
telling you, I believe. I actually told Doug back to my young years with my cousin. She used to sing to me because she had a beautiful voice as well, and she sang every time I would be there. She would sing a song that I still love, and it was Moon River.
Mhm.
And yesterday, and I brought it here to show you because to me it was like shocking. Yesterday I got a box in the mail, and I want to show it to you, and you know who it came from. It's a music box.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's a music box, and the music on this is Moon River. And Doug sent this to me,
That's beautiful.
and it came yesterday. And truth be told, Thelma knows that I almost didn't do this, but when I got this, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna just do it because I didn't think I had much of interest. But anyway, I'm so thrilled with this box and the song that it plays. I can't even tell you.
Show it to us again up close. That's beautiful. And that's the one he got out of his storage unit, right?
Yep.
That's incredible. Yeah, Doug is great.
He's so
got amazing jewelry. He does amazing videos. People are really flocking to his channel now.
he's
We're
so
hoping to get him on, but he is, of course, taking care
yeah.
of family matters. Maybe he can do it when he gets back or something.
He's so generous, though, Thelma. He's
Yeah,
such a generous man.
He's an incredible gentleman. He really
is. He really is.
Yeah,
Anyway,
he sent me one of the jewelry jars from that storage unit. It's sitting over there.
oh,
A video on that
oh, really?
from the
Well,
same
that's great.
storage unit. Yes, he sent those out, and I'm so excited to open it and do a video on that as well. But yeah, he's definitely, and he has critiqued you in what way, Vanessa?
Oh, whew. Critiqued me in what way?
Well, you said he helped you with the videos and the
Yeah,
jewelry and the
just
display.
he has a very subtle way of telling you that. Did you ever think of maybe changing this or tweaking this as far as maybe the layout, the white, um, uh, just now I can't even think of things. He's probably
Yeah.
watching and knowing what they are.
Well, he was in here. Let's say a couple. Let's see who else dropped in. Diana's here. Kathleen, Adrian. Hi, Adrian. Adrian will be a guest as well. I can't wait to talk to Adrian and Dawn. They have wonderful, wonderful knowledge as well, and enterprise aspirations and so forth. So I can't wait to talk to them as well. But yeah, any questions? Again, put them in caps so we can see them. But no, we always learn from each other. I can't understand anyone that would not, want to know. And the more you ask questions, the more you learn. I know my background is always either busy or making too much noise or not enough noise. There's always something going on, and we can't ever, make it perfect, but we can get as close as we can. But again, the jewelry always speaks for itself.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about your channel and what you bring. How did you start hunting on, because I still haven't done goodwill.com and so many people bring wonderful things. When did you start doing goodwill.com to source?
Maybe a year ago I sort of got on there.
Only a year?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You bring incredible things from there.
But it's hit and miss, Thelma.
Yeah, you said that.
It's a lot more now because I don't have that many sources to buy from, and the prices have gone up everywhere. So,
Adrian's asking also, and I think you mentioned it a minute ago. She says, Vanessa, how's the thrifting in South Florida? She's on her way to Miami next month. And you were talking a little bit about some places out there, right?
Yeah.
Or,
Palm Beach is probably your best sourcing. I have relatives there, but with the pandemic and everything, I haven't gone much. But again, Goodwill has no jewelry at all. Miami is a different thing. I do not like Miami. I'm sorry, Adrian. I was born there.
were you?
It's
busy. I hear it's busy.
I did so much business down there when we had our business. I was down there 2, 3, 4 times a week. And it's not a place that I enjoy going. There's parts of it is okay. The Art Deco area is beautiful. South Beach.
I guess there's enclaves where people are a little bit more comfortable, and then there's the busy central areas where it's.
And Adrian's gonna find her way there. I don't thrift. I've never really thrifted there much because I just don't go there. But Adrian's gonna find her way, and there's many beautiful places there that she can find good jewelry. She'll find them.
Yeah.
It's better than here, actually. Much better. I don't have anything here.
So how did you get your feet wet in Goodwill.com, and why do you say it's hits? And what have been the biggest hits?
I don't remember why I got started. I think somebody in the YouTube.
Yeah. Because it's been rattling for a long time. People things they find junk.
It may have been Kelly, actually.
Oh, really?
I think so. And once in a while, we would get on together and at nighttime and go down the shop Goodwill, and she would buy a few things and I would buy a few things and our bid on a few things. But I'll tell you, shop Goodwill is good, but you really got to pay attention. You've got to be very careful because the shipping can be huge. And if you buy a ring and you bid on it and you win it for $15,
right,
you're going to pay almost $30 by the time you get it.
Well, that's what's turning into Posh. That's what Posh is turning into. I heard some people talking, and I brought this up in one of my, what was my other series called? Listed or Sellers or something like that. That when they first started implementing the taxes, which I know all mediums do it now. eBay does it. But because of that pesky shipping of almost $10, you can always tag on an extra $10. No matter
Absolutely.
whether you buy one ring or a
Yeah.
pair of boots, and then plus the taxes and the fees that the buyer. So I really feel like it's you got to be very careful on Posh. I always lowball over there. They take it or they leave it. But I think they price that way too. Do you find that you have to do that when you sell? Do you still sell on eBay or anything?
No. In
But
fact, it's so funny. I used to sell a Macari, and a couple weeks ago, I get a message from a customer on Macari. Do you still have this purse?
oh really?
There was a purse left on there that I never took down, and I'm like, that's 3 years ago. So that was kind of funny.
Yeah. What was the biggest hit you got on that you think you got a really good deal over at Shop Goodwill?
Boy, that's a good question, Thelma. I don't really know. I have a lot coming in right
I know
now.
you're always sending me. You used to send me pictures of this and the other, but I just like I said, I've never been over there to.
I bid on a lot last week, and I won it. It's beautiful. It's sterling silver and red jasper earrings, a bunch of stuff. It's a large lot, and I think I got the entire lot. I think it's maybe 10 or 12 pieces.
Uh-huh.
And I think I got it for $15, and which was really good. And it did end up costing me 15, I think 27,
Mm-hmm.
but 12 pieces of red jasper and sterling silver for $30 is like.
See, that's what I don't understand. And Adrian got a jackpot bag the other day.
That was amazing.
That was just incredible. Like Dawn said, it looked like an estate sale, like someone had just turned it all over to Goodwill.
I do want to try the blue box. I'm going to do that. It's out every Friday, is it?
I logged on to that too and registered, and then you go on a Friday. I forget. I think 6 Central, 3.
Yeah, I want to try that.
From the chat, and then I guess you put them in your card if there's any left. I know it's pretty competitive, and I guess it's just kind of the luck of the draw.
Yeah, that's what.
As far as even getting one, but Kristen D has gotten some great ones too. Lots of people.
She's really got. Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what the secret is, but maybe we'll find the secret to that.
I'm enjoying Kristen's channel a lot.
I can't wait to talk to her. She's going to be on the show.
Good. And I love it that she comes on a lot, and she has different like today her shoes, and she does purses, and I'm considering getting back into purses. That's the one thing I love selling.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, you should.
Always have.
Maybe you can get and I know Goodwill has where you can choose bags as well. The Goodwill.com, right? You can get like a lot of accessories and jewelry. So how many places
has great purses? They do. But
what about estate sales? Do you ever go to estate sales, or now the new thing, estates online? I just got an email from, remember that one I took you guys to on a ride along?
I haven't. No.
They send
me.
Yeah, they
at the store. Yeah.
All the time. Those seem like a lot of fun too. I don't know.
Everything has sort of come to a halt. I need to restart my engine.
Yeah. Well, you
did
renew in the house too, right? You're now like a little part of the house. Your own privacy over there.
Yeah. After Greg died, I had to make a decision quickly, and the crazy thing is when he passed that month, the next month was the pandemic, so I was pretty well by myself because at that time you couldn't have anybody. And YouTube was a savior, as were you. Anyway, so I decided, my son and my daughter-in-law is a gem. She's wonderful. I'm blessed to have her. I divided my house up. I had a bunch of construction done, and I gave them one whole side and the deck, which is 2 bedrooms over there, and then a living room and a big kitchen. and we had construction done and walled it off, and I had a rather large living room, so I have this divides my living room, and it goes that way, and then behind this is my bedroom, and then you go in a door and it's my kitchen, and then you go out another door and there I have a small bathroom. So
I think
it's like
so fabulous. And
it's like a little apartment.
yeah.
And
And you still have your mother-in-law next door too,
she
right?
lives next door. She's 96.
And you're in Florida. Someone asked where you were in Florida.
Florida, South Florida. I was born and raised here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
So
good.
it's working out well. You know, I'm getting ready to go to Ohio for a while. I have Greg's family is there, and I really want to try to purchase a small little place there to have when I go in the summertime. So
That's great. And I hope you go out and source over there too.
I will. They have
When you go
savers
out
and
and-
everything
I
there.
love
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That's
I'm looking forward to it.
yeah. There's a
I'm just getting my footing again. You know,
yeah,
it's
and nothing wrong with that. Taking your time, and you're going to
yeah.
be working on a new career too from home. You were telling me
Oh
about.
yes, I'm starting for something else to do. I worked for a company many years ago called Live Ops, and they actually sort of subcontract to other companies. Anyway, I have a medical background,
Mhm.
so I'm going to be working from home with a medical company, taking care of customers that are patients that need questions answered and direct them to where they need to go and help them with their medications and stuff like that. So,
That's great.
and it's I can do it when I want. It's not like a 9 to 5. It's I make my own schedule, so I'm looking forward to that.
Well, that's the way of the world right now, especially after post-pandemic or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Post-pandemic times, everyone's working from home, and there's a lot of advantages to that. And there's always an advantage to be busy, to have something to do. That's another reason why I love to do series in the summertime, because I am a full-time teacher, and when I'm off, I always feel so derelict, like what should I be doing? So this has been a lot of fun. Let me get another question in real quick from Sandra. She says, question for either of us, and I want you to answer it, Vanessa. With how much jewelry can I start, or how much jewelry do I need to start making a YouTube channel? And what can I do to not be afraid of the public in general? Any advice on stage fright, Vanessa?
Well, I will tell you this. Stage fright is a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
And my husband was a public speaker, and I learned so much from him. But to put your face on camera like this and your life, it was difficult for me. But I know it's if you just put yourself there and just do it, the old saying, just do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a motto now, especially, you know, what I went through. And I have a plaque over there. It says, "You can do this." And
Mm-hmm.
I look at that plaque each and every day when a challenge comes up to me. And this is one of them, Thelma.
Today?
Today, this is a
No.
challenge for me.
Yeah.
And I look at that plaque every day, and I relate it to where I was a year and a half ago. And I did it. I continue to do it, and I will continue to do what I need to do to be happy. And you can do it. Don't let anybody tell you you shouldn't or you couldn't. Don't tell yourself mostly that you can't,
Right.
because can't never did anything.
Exactly.
So, and don't worry about, and I do though, but I'm telling you, don't worry about what people think of you, or what they may say, or what
Because they will say it.
they will say it.
Thumbs down.
Just put yourself there and do what you want to do, and be confident. Be confident. Listen,
Yeah.
if you go and you look on YouTube, there are all kinds of people. There's people who come on looking like they just crawled out of a roadside or I mean, and they're
Out
there.
of bed.
And that's what I admire,
Yeah.
you know?
They have something to say, and there's someone who wants to see it or hear it. Someone there wants
Yes,
to see it or hear it.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be
I
afraid.
would say the same thing. Don't be afraid of criticism.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid, and do it because you have something to do or show your public, or it's someone that you think shares your passion. I started YouTube because I love thrifting, and it kind of parlayed into jewelry only right now, kind of steadily jewelry because people really gravitated towards those. But my passion was thrifting. Ran into some thrifters that were showing their hauls, and I was like, oh my gosh, people are actually showing things that I actually found that. I can't believe she found what I found, or something
Yeah.
like that. And I said, and no one in the family shared the passion that I share. No one shares the passion for jewelry that I share, honestly. Not as much as I do. My girls, my daughters do. One of them really loves jewelry, but the other two could care less. They're happy with a pair of earrings and their wedding rings or whatnot. So someone out there wants to hear what you have to say. Someone out there wants to see that jewelry you found buried under some garbage at the Goodwill. They want to see it, and they're excited for you. And just know that it doesn't matter if your camera's a little shaky. Doesn't matter if your microphone turns on and off for a little while. Try to develop a little bit of expertise over time. You will realize you have to turn your camera to the horizontal. You'll realize getting
You learn as you go.
as you
Yeah.
go. But don't go buy yourself a fancy camera or anything right now. Just
No,
do it because you want to do it and because someone wants to hear it. Someone
And
wants to see what you have.
there's different, I know we all do it. There are some channels that are very proper and very, what do you call it? What do you call that? Commercial
Right.
like.
Produced.
And then
Overproduced and produced, yeah.
then there's the middle ground, and then there's the person like me. I started at my kitchen counter, and you saw my kitchen. That's where I sat every time I did a video. So whatever your forte is, you do it. That's all.
Mm-hmm. That's about the only questions we have. If anybody has any other questions, you can put them in caps. But I think I'm going to ask Vanessa. I think I already asked you about your favorite pieces of jewelry, your favorite haunts, your favorite type of jewelry. And if there was something else you could do besides jewelry and handbags, what would it be?
As far as selling,
Yes, and when will we see the new handbags?
what would it
Vanessa has
be?
quite a collection of handbags. Do you still have a collection, Vanessa? Have
I
you sold?
do. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all in.
Bring them. Bring the jewelry.
I've got storage problems. What would I sell on YouTube?
Mm-hmm. Well, anywhere.
Well, listen, and I've told a few of my friends and customers this. I like the jewelry I'm selling. It's very simple, and the people who buy like it. But in my heart, I'm choking here. In my heart of hearts, I want to sell the vintage stone, all of that. I really want to. Costume jewelry, I love. I love it. I'm so attracted to it, but I've never sold it. But I think the problem is when I got started, I was selling what I was selling. And to switch over now would be, I don't know what it would do. But that's what I would like to sell. The costume.
Yeah. Well, and mostly the vintage costume, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who are your favorite designers in costume?
Oh, I don't even ask me. My brain will not even go there.
Heidi Daus.
Well, yeah, I do like Heidi Daus, but she's a more modern
She's modern
take.
now.
I do love her jewelry, though. I used to have quite a bit of it. I can't even think.
Yeah, do you watch a lot of those television jewelry shows or
No, I
QVC
used to.
or any of that? No, you used to. Because
Pre
you told
YouTube.
me about designers I've never heard of, and you're like, oh, they used
Yeah.
to be on QVC
Yeah.
and so forth.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good place to go to as well. Do you own a favorite costume piece? My Skywatch is asking.
No,
No, because you just catch and release.
I don't.
A
What?
lot, a lot of things you just catch and release. You find
Yeah,
them and
yeah.
you
I don't sell
present and
costume. I
sell.
rarely do unless it's, that I know someone who follows me would appreciate. I will sell. I do have some new costume that I picked up. Um, but as a rule, no. That's the weird thing about all of this is that even for myself, buying for myself,
Mhm.
I gravitate towards the costume and the vintage, but I never buy it. Never.
That's
I
interesting.
just don't. I don't have any.
Now, I know you love your Tiffany ring from your husband. Is there another piece that has a sentimental value somewhere that you never wear, whether it's from when you were younger or
That I do not wear.
that you do not wear, but you just can't put it away?
Um, I do. I have a pearl, sapphire, and diamond ring that I don't wear much because I'm afraid I'm going to hurt it. But I always have it out. I'll put it on. My husband bought it for me. I think he bought it on my 25th anniversary.
And why don't you wear it? Did you feel like it's too ostentatious, too
No, I'm afraid that
uphill,
I'll
or
hurt it.
that's crazy.
I
I've
know.
always wondered how people, and you guys let me know in the chat how you feel about this. I've always wondered why people would buy a beautiful piece of jewelry, whether it be a Rolex watch or a gift that you received, and then say, I don't wear it because I'm afraid I'll
I
hurt.
do wear it. No, I wear it, but it's not like every day. I don't wear it every day
Yeah,
I don't wear it thrifting for sure.
yeah.
Um,
And I
Pretty,
feel like that about handbags too. People will tell me, oh, I only wear my nice handbag to go here or there. While it's sitting here
no,
getting rotted because things need to
yeah.
be used, especially leather goods. I don't know. That's just the way I feel. But I know there's people like that.
Yeah, there is. And I appreciate that. That's fine. But like I said, I don't have as much jewelry as most of you have.
Wear that
Um,
sapphire next time you do a video. I want to see it.
all right.
See it up close.
Okay. All right.
Did you see that in that conversation I had with that elderly lady in my last video where she talked about,
Yes. Yes.
she says, I don't cocktail anymore, so I turn my cocktail rings into pendants.
Yes.
So this is
Yes.
so cute. And then she also had to get them adjusted because of her arthritic hands. And she did an
Yes, she
amazing
really
thing with
did
that
have it.
ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would literally feed into the band. You couldn't tell that it was adjustable. So she had a really wonderful
She
craftsman
was very sweet, very nice.
do that. And I just thought that, I mean, because you could tell she was, dripping in carats and carats of diamonds.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
And
she
there she was working at Goodwill.
exactly. Well, there's volunteer. That's a little place
Oh.
that's a charity shop, and all of them are either
Oh, I
well-to-do
thought that was a
children
Goodwill.
on their way to Yale,
Yeah.
or the parents, or the retired board of directors. That's all that's there. So that's the type of lady that's there. Most of them are retired professionals. So yeah, but they don't want to be home doing nothing, right? So that's the good thing. And then if
That's great. That's great. Well, that's what the shop I go to. It's for women who are abused and they have a place to go for safety. The shop I buy those jars at, that's that type of shop. And all of the ladies in there are volunteers.
exactly. That's
So,
awesome. That's awesome. And I know Adrian and Dawn have been talking about doing benefit auctions for organizations like that for
mm-hmm.
women who have been in shelters because of abuse and whatnot. I think that's it's a
Yes,
great thing for our community to go towards. And as they say, there's always some good that comes from from a community that kind of sticks together and not. We always have a common ground, in other words, whether it
yeah,
be something altruistic like benefiting another organization or reselling something we no longer use and someone else can enjoy. I think that's always fun. Let me just check real quick if there's any more questions for Vanessa. You can put them in caps. If not, we're going to go. Please join me again for another one of these. We will have them all week and hopefully next week. And I'm trying to reach out to more people in the community to see who wants to come on. Because, as I said, the spectrum is wide. It really is. It's from hobbyists to entrepreneurs, and we've got some real entrepreneurs here as well. And I mean, I've definitely made it a second income for myself, always with reselling. Jewelry especially is fun to resell. So I hope that you've enjoyed the show, guys. Let me see if there's any other. Go ahead, Vanessa, if you have something.
I just want to say that, and I didn't maybe even realize it so much as recently, but the YouTube jewelry community has, and I know this is true for a lot of you, I think it got us through a very, very tough year. And it's a true blessing because there are many things we couldn't do except go on YouTube and watch our friends sell their jewelry and show their beautiful things and have a rapport with them. So for me, I'm more and more realizing how much I appreciate the jewelry community here and on YouTube.
Absolutely. You're right about that in so many ways, not just the pandemic, but as you were widowed and everything as well. And so many other women have been suffering with different struggles in their lives and challenges. And there's always something about jewelry, whether we're just looking at it, whether we're shopping for it, whether we're buying it for someone else or gifting it to someone else. I've actually been in a line once. It was at a cafeteria, and my daughter complimented the lady that was checking us out on her earrings. She took them off and gave them to my daughter. And she said,
I remember you telling me that.
I was taught to give something away when you're complimented on it or something. And she was like, oh my gosh, she could not believe this lady just handed over her big, beautiful earrings that she was wearing. My teenage daughter was just
amazing.
But I think it's just so cool. And that happens here a lot all the time as well. Lots of gifting and community involvement. So guys, thank you so much for being here. Be sure and leave any comments below as well as we run on replay. We can always come back and answer your comments or questions, and look forward to more interviews with Kristen D, with Dawn, with Adrian, with Crystal. Several people, Moon Goddess Treasures, have said yes to me. Moonstone Mamas as well. She's on a new venture of actually making silversmithing jewelry, and I just think that's incredible. She also did that right before our eyes. So join us soon, all right, guys? And I will see you soon. Thank you, Vanessa, so much. Hang on.
Thank you, Thelma. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye, everyone.